Greetings everyone, my name is Jaaved Omar and I am an MMM guider. I'm going to be videoing my presentation in a short while. The aim of my presentation is to just educate people about MMM and show them how it is helping South Africans, and also help them to join under me and show them how to do so. Thank you. Greetings to everyone, thank you for joining me. My name is Jaaved Omar and I am a guider for MMM. I basically prepared a very nice presentation for you. It's not going to be very long, I'm not going to bore you, but I'm going to touch on the main aspects of MMM and basically tell you how to join and what is it about. But before I continue, whatever you previously heard about MMM, you need to discard it and until you're starting afresh and you're hearing this for the first time. Right? So that's the first thing. Okay, I want to thank forgot to mention my video guy for joining us. He's going to be actually videoing the entire event, and then when we're done, we're going to upload it. The link will be available for you people. And lastly, any questions that you have, please ask me. You're more than welcome to ask me. Okay, so basically, what is MMM? MMM stands for Monday on Monday Box, and it was established in the year 1989 by somebody by the name of Sergio Mavrodi. This guy was the genius behind this whole thing, and he came up with an idea to beat the unfair financial system of the world, and at the moment it's working very, very well. It's over 118 countries worldwide and over 200 million participants. MMM recently came to South Africa, in fact last year, 2015 in around February. And ever since, MMM has been growing quite well in South Africa. At the moment, there's around 50 million people in South Africa, and we have roughly around 3 million participants. So basically, I want to make you one of those participants today. That is why I'm calling you here today. So MMM, what is it? It is a donation exchange, right? And throughout this presentation, I want you to keep at the back of your minds that this has nothing to do with any bank or any form of an investment that you may be thinking about. And as I said, whatever you heard before about MMM, you need to discard it and you need to start afresh and listen to what I'm going to say. Right, so we already said what it stands for, and we said that it's a donation exchange. So what is a donation exchange, right? So MMM is this kind of a community. We have people, they are part of this community, and what happens is this community has people that are helping each other. While we're helping each other, we're actually gaining benefits from something here. Remember, this is not an investment or anything of that sort, right? As we said, more than 200 million participants around the world and more than 100 countries actually have MMM, right? I'm going to touch on the fact again, there's not an investment, right? So we're going to forget about that. Just very, very quickly before we move on. I want to bring your attention to this picture here at the bottom there, a very interesting picture. This basically is telling you what MMM is all about. I can use this one picture to tell you everything about MMM without even moving further, right? Because this basically tells us everything. Now watch here what's happening. So firstly you've got this guy here. Let's start off with him, right? You can see they are all holding bank cards in their hand. I want you to notice that in here, there's no central bank that's in the middle here, right? So wherever the money is going, there's no money going into any central bank, but all the money that you're going to be helping people with is directly linked to participants' bank accounts. So if you're thinking that maybe your money is going into MMM bank account and things like this here, no, that's not the case, right? So what happens with this guy here that you can see, he's actually helping the next person, and eventually you'll see one day that he's able to also get help in return. So that's basically what MMM is about. You're helping somebody today, and eventually in the future you're going to be able to get help in return. Right, moving on. Ideology of MMM. Basically, this is about telling you why did MMM come about, right? We're going to use some of our general knowledge that we know. Basically, the history of South Africa, the current status of South Africa, economic status of South Africa. You know it's quite bad. That's the truth. That's the honest truth, right? So it was something like this here that made this guy, Mavrodi, come up with an idea to beat this system that's happening. It's kind of an unfair system where you only you hear things like the rich people are getting richer and the poor people will be working hard and we don't get anything in return, right? Some of us, we don't even get offs on the weekend and stuff like this, but these people here, the bankers and people who are controlling the finance of the world, they are just sitting there and they're making money. So what happened was this guy came up with an idea, Mavrodi. He said, okay, let's make a community where people can help each other, and at the same time, we're going to be gaining from benefits. And you're probably thinking about the benefits, but we'll come to that there very, very shortly. Okay, another very interesting picture here. Again, if by now you don't have the idea of what MMM is about, so this picture here, a very interesting picture, will tell you what's happening. As you can see, this is the MMM community. And this is the MMM community that we're speaking about, right? And we want to grow it to such an extent, that the guiders, we want to grow MMM to such an extent that we'll be able to have a community that are helping each other all the time, right? We want to get this here. And as you can see here, if we start with just randomly, start with this person over here. Whether we go left or right, it's the same thing, right? You're going to help somebody here, this guy's going to help that person, it's going to continue, and then eventually you'll see one day what's happening over here is this guy is getting his hair back. Right? I'm going to explain all these kind of things in the next few slides. So let's get to how does this work. Now obviously we're speaking about money and we're saying kind of investment and kind of thing, but MMM doesn't have a bank account, but it does have its own currency, right? And this currency is called the Mavro. Okay? And how does this Mavro work? Or how can we equate it to our rand? Our one South African rand at the moment is equal to one Mavro. So, in order for us to remember, we're going to be helping people, right? If you take, for instance, you take 1,000 rand and you say, okay, I have spare money. Remember, it's our spare money that we're going to be helping people with. So, if you take the 1,000 rand and you say, okay, I want to take this 1,000, I want to help somebody. So you go to your MMMPO and you say you want to provide help, right? And it'll ask you how much you want to provide for. You say I want to provide for 1,000 rand. So what happens is the MMM system, the PO, the private office gives you 1,000 Mavros, right? That's equivalent to our 1,000 rand. Where's the benefit part of it that we were speaking about earlier on? Is basically there's growth. Remember, not an interest rate. There's not an interest rate, not an investment, anything like that. It's a growth rate. There's a big difference between the two, right? So at the moment, the Mavro has a growth rate of 30% per month, which is quite nice actually. So basically, if you take that same 1,000 rand and you say you want to help somebody, and then you help somebody, you get 1,000 Mavros. Now these Mavros are credited to your name and they grow. They grow at 30% per month. You can obviously only keep it there for a certain amount of time, because you don't want to obviously keep on creating an imbalance in the system. Basically, the system works well. Right? We need people that are providing help, and we need people that are going to be getting help. Obviously, you can't be asking for help all the time. Then we're going to be creating some form of an imbalance in the system, and that's the last thing we want. We want an imbalance. So you take your spare money, you provide somebody with help, you get Mavros. So let's say after the 1 month you want to withdraw your money, you'll be able to withdraw 1,300. Now that 1,300 is made up of what? It's made up of firstly your initial 1,000, and then it's made up of the 30% that you kept there for 1 month. That's what the 1,300 comprises of, right? And you'll be able to get the 1,300 back. So what you did was, you helped somebody, right? And when you decided you want to withdraw your money, you ended up getting 30% per month, right? For that 1 month that you get. Obviously, if you want to keep it longer and stuff, you're more than welcome to. But there's certain time frames that we have. Okay, getting to the rules, right? The rules of MMM. 2 simple rules we're going to speak about. We're going to be very brief, right? Firstly, when you become a participant of MMM, and I'm going to show you how you become a participant later on. When you become a participant of MMM, you only allow 1 account. This is to prevent like hacking and we don't want an imbalance. People are going to create 5, 6, 10 accounts, and what's going to happen is they're going to be getting all the growth on the market. And what's going to be happening is that these people are not going to be creating a balance that we want. They're going to actually be creating another unfair financial system. So we're going to be cheating the system that initially was created with an honest intention of helping people. So we can't go and create more than one account and then we're going to carry on asking for help, and then we're going to get an imbalance there, definitely. And the second rule, the last one for today, when you say you want to provide help, so what the system does, it automatically pairs you with somebody. You want to provide 1,000 rand of help. So what the system will do is it'll pair you up with participants, other valid participants of MMM, and you're going to be depositing money directly into their accounts. Now, once you have been paired, we have 72 hours, 3 days, right, to make a deposit. Remember here, directly into the participant's bank account. So you can see here again, MMM doesn't have its own account. There's no central bank in the system here. All you're doing is you are linking up directly with the person. You're going to have contact details for the person. You're more than welcome to even phone them and set up. But if this is not done in 72 hours, then unfortunately rules are rules. You're going to be blocked. Right. So tax, basically, if you exceed 100,000 rand worth of donations for a year, then you're going to be paying 14% on the excess. So if you go, for example, 120,000, then you're going to be paying 14% on what? Not 120,000, 14% only on 20,000. Right, benefits, we already spoke about the monthly growth of 30%, right? So we said it's not an investment, and this is compounded growth rate. So there's major benefits from this year. It's a nice opportunity for us. Right, then when you refer people, you get 10% referral bonuses, and then when you build a team under you, you become a nice manager, you get 5% of bonuses over there. And in this way, what was going to happen is we're going to earn bonuses from people under us. And then lastly, for the letter of happiness, you get 5%. Now, the letter of happiness is basically to say that you've tried MMM out, you've tried providing help and getting help, and it worked out. There's two risks that we're going to speak about today. Firstly, the pause mode. The pause mode, what happens is that this comes about when there are too many people that are asking for help from the system. Too many people are saying get help, get help, get help, get help, but nobody is actually providing help. So why do we want people to provide help? So that we can avoid these kind of things that's going to happen over here. So that's why it came about, and it usually lasts for about 2 months, and then your marbles are not going to grow in this 2 months because it was pause mode. And then the restart mode is basically when there's too many people that are asking for help at the same time, and then there's too less people that are giving help. Very quickly, Bitcoins. Bitcoins is an online currency. It's not like a currency that is printed or things like this here. Basically, MMM chose this here because it's convenient, it's fast, it's very safe at the moment. Many people I know using this here. And what Bitcoin can actually prevent people from hacking your money and gaining access to your funds unnecessarily. So they're another way of knowing that your money is actually safe, right? So Bitcoin system. Right, what do you need to join? Two things only. We need firstly a valid email address. It must be able to receive and send emails. And then we need a valid bank account. Obviously, you remember why we need the bank account. We need a bank account so that we can link up directly with other participants, right? And then you get a login page like this here, and then you can log into the system. And the last thing before we end, this is my MMM private office. If you want to make a contribution, you want to provide help. You say, I have spare money, I want to earn some mafro. Let me go there, click provide help, I'll tell them how much I want to provide help for, and then I'll leave it there. Right? We have 72 hours, remember to provide that help. Then when I want help, obviously you need to provide help firstly, and then in future you can get help when you want to, right? And then we have all different things. You can add people under you here, you can take lottery kind of things, or all this, whatever else, right? I want to thank you again.